Hello and welcome to Magical Travel Adventure. I am Lauren, your host, and today we are going to be talking about the Grand Floridian Resort at Disney World. So, if you are new here, hello, I am Lauren. I'm a travel advisor. I help people plan their Disney World, Universal, and cruise vacations. If you would like my information, it is below. You could reach out and we can book a trip together. I have a whole plan about preparing you for the parks and everything like that. I break it down in very simple steps so that you're not doing everything all at once. And we go based on your needs. I also make sure that everything is tailored to everyone's needs. So I do videos, I do writings, I do graphics, all different types of things so that you better learn to have the best Disney World, Universal, or cruise vacation. So today, we are going to be talking about the Grand Floridian. And this is a series that I'm beginning, and it's going to go through all the Disney World resorts. It's going to talk about what is at each resort, some of the pros and cons of staying there, and then some of the reasons that I like to stay there and what some of my clients have said about staying there. And I think that will help when you're trying to decide what resort you're trying to stay at, what would be some of the reasons, who's in your party, that might make differences too. So this is one of the first things that I do when I work with clients is we really try and narrow down your date, and then we're trying to narrow down what resort is going to work best for you. So this would be like the first part of the planning process. So let me get this started for you. So when we're talking about the Grand Floridian Resort, if you do not know the Grand Floridian Resort, it is in Disney World and it's closest to Magic Kingdom. So it's considered the flagship resort. So this is the Grand Floridian Resort. It's based off another resort in California, and the red top building is iconic, and the monorail running through there. Everyone seems to know that resort. So this is just a basic map to show you what it's like at the Grand Floridian. And I show this to you so you understand, because a lot of people don't understand that if you're staying at the Grand Floridian, there are some rooms inside the main building where you check in, where you drive your car up, you come inside, and that's the main building. This is where the majority of the restaurants are, the lounge is, things like that. But not all the rooms are in this main building. And that's why I show you this map so you can better see it. So this is the main building here. And as you can see, there is a convention center. We're not going to talk really about that. But these are some of the other outside buildings here. And these outside buildings, so you could have rooms out there. There's a special room category, and there is some ways to have your room inside here, but you need to know that when you're booking it, because there are different room types in some of these. Another thing that is at the Grand Floridian Resort is Disney Vacation Club. And the best way to describe Disney Vacation Club is it is a timeshare type of hotel area. So you buy into Disney Vacation Club, and then you get points for however many points you have bought, and then you can use those points to stay at the vacation club here. You're not staying in one of these resorts. However, you also can stay in the Disney Vacation Club side and pay regular money for them. They are a set cost. So we'll get into that a little bit as we go along and talk about the different room types. But that is a basic overview of just the resort. So this is the main building. There are two pools, which we will talk about, the monorail station, the shops, most of the food is all located inside here. Out here, there is a way to take a boat also to go to the Magic Kingdom. And it is not on this map because this is an older map, because the last time I stayed here, there wasn't a path here, but there is a pathway now where you can also walk to Magic Kingdom and walk back from Magic Kingdom. So, some basics on the Grand Floridian. It is considered a deluxe resort, which is the highest level of resort categories at Disney World. There are different options, but there are standard rooms. There are club level rooms, meaning you have access to a club level lounge. And there are suite options at the Grand Floridian. Now, there are a lot of different room categories in between. You can have a standard view, you could have a lake view, you could have a theme park view where you can see the castle from your room. And that is my favorite way to stay at Disney World. And I love staying theme park view at Grand Floridian. The other option is you can also have that Disney Vacation Club room. So I talked about that. Currently, as of in 2022, Grand Floridian is going through a renovation, and part of it is converting some of the rooms that used to be just regular rooms into Disney Vacation Club rooms. So there will be more Disney Vacation Club rooms and less regular resort rooms. So take that into consideration. If you're going to be staying at the Grand Floridian, there are less rooms, so less availability. Also, if you're traveling in 2022 or 2023, there will be construction going on at the Grand Floridian, so that noise might make a difference for you. That's where a travel advisor comes in handy because when it's over, I can let you know. So things will be open. And depending on your room type or what you're looking for, these are things that I manage for my clients so they don't have an unexpected renovation and lots of noise going on when they're on their trip. Now, other things that are at the Grand Floridian are there's a quick service restaurant, which means it's like a counter service. Like you go up, there's a few menu options, you pick what you want, and they give it back to you, and you take your tray and you go and sit down. So that's a quick service option. So that quick service option, which we'll get into later, is open for all 3 meals. Then there are some table service restaurants, which is where you go to a restaurant, you have a reservation, you sit down at a table and you order from a menu and they bring you food. There is also a lounge. So this is where you can get different cocktails, sit around. There are a few small bites that you can order there. And then there is signature dining experiences also at the Grand Floridian that we'll get into later. There are 2 pools, and the main transportation is monorail and bus transportation. You can walk to the Magic Kingdom. That's the only place you can walk from the Grand Floridian to a park. And you can also take a boat back and forth to the Grand Floridian from Magic Kingdom. So at all Disney resorts, there are certain amenities that everyone gets. So I'm just going to go over those quickly so you understand that no matter what, no matter where you stay on the Walt Disney World property, these are things that are options at every resort. There's a bell services that can hold your luggage, help you with your luggage, things like that, and obviously a front desk staff. So no matter where you stay, you have that. There is complimentary transportation to the parks and to Disney Springs, so you do not need to pay to go anywhere on Disney property. They have buses, depending on where you're going, buses, monorails, boats, walking, all are options, depending on where you're staying. Every resort has at least quick service dining. That is where you order your food. They give it to you on a tray and you walk somewhere and you sit, or you bring it back to your room or bring it somewhere else. There are also multiple pools. The number ranges based on which hotel you're at. They all have arcades, they all have gift shops, and they all have different activities happening at the resorts. Meaning at the pool, there are different activities that they have with games and things like that. They have a movie under the stars, so they have movies that play on certain nights that you can watch all together. So there's different things like that. Sometimes there's lawn games, depending on where you're staying. So different things happen at different resorts, but they all have at least these things. So moving on to Grand Floridian rooms. So if I'm looking at a standard room in the Grand Floridian, Currently, the Grand Floridian is going under a renovation. So at this time, this is what the room looks like. Okay. There are 2 queen beds. This is a couch. It does come out to make another sleeping area. So you can sleep 5. Um, there is a balcony that you can go out onto in most of the rooms. This here is a very small storage area because this big portion up here is for the cooler refrigerator-ish thing. And then it has a bathroom, and I'm not going to show the bathroom because I don't. We'll get into that later, but it's just a typical bathroom, but it's much larger. There are 2 large sinks. It takes up a very large space, and then there is a basic shower and toilet area also. The shower and toilet area is separate from the sink area, so someone could be at the sinks and other people could be there showering or using the bathroom. Now, to the right is what it looks like in the newly renovated Disney Vacation Club rooms. This is a standard studio in Disney Vacation Club. And again, same thing. It has the 2 queen beds. It has this couch that folds out, and it has this little area here. There are some more added features in the Disney Vacation Club room. So if you're interested, just know that there's a little more added there. Now, it's been told that these standard rooms are going to look very similar to the Disney Vacation Club rooms when they are redone. So now let's get into dining. Oh, you know what? One thing I do want to say is there are so many different view types and different categories. I'm not going to go through every room type category. Just know that there is a theme park option where your room is facing Cinderella Castle in Magic Kingdom. So you can see the castle, you can see the fireworks, you can see Space Mountain all from your balcony, even sometimes from your bed. So those are options, but each category has a different price range. So a standard room would be the least expensive room, and theme park suites and club levels would be the most expensive rooms. All right, so now we'll go on to dining now that I've decided that's better. So there is one dining option for quick service, which is Gasparilla's Island Grill. And this is pretty standard of what is offered at most of the quick services is at all the resorts is pretty standard. There's burgers, chicken sandwiches, like pizza, salads, sandwiches, things like that. So you can order all that stuff on this side, and then behind it, they have the you can pick your own drinks from the freestyle Coke machines, and then there is seating options here. So it's pretty typical, like anything. It's a full service place. It's open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, usually like later hours at this area. This is like the most hours available. And it's very simple. You can also do mobile order on your phone, or you can just come down here and order and get what you want. It's a really great option. It's in the main building. So if you are in one of the outside buildings, you will need to go outside to come into this. And I say that because if it is raining and you want to go here, you are going outside in the rain to get inside here. And for some people, they do not want to go outside in the rain. So you need to know that so you know where to go. The Grand Floridian Cafe is a table service restaurant, which means you make a reservation, then you show up at that time, and then there's a menu, you order off of it, and you can sit here. I like this location. It's very easy, I find, to get a reservation here. I've eaten here a few times, and sometimes I just like to eat here so I can be like, I'm in the Grand Floridian. Like, I'm finally here. Like, I can eat. It's normally where we eat on the day that we arrive so that we can just kind of get into the mood. Like, oh my gosh, we're at the Grand Floridian and look, we get to eat in the Grand Floridian Cafe. It has some basic food options that you can look at for that. Now we're going to move on to signature services. Citricos is probably my favorite restaurant on property. So Signature is like elevated dining. This is you can get this in courses for dining, and it's, I don't want to say fancier, but it's more upscale food where you're definitely getting more for what you're paying for. It's really nice. I love this. I love the chairs that they have here. I love the decor. There is a bar in there and it's gorgeous. It's a really nice place to eat. Another place to eat is Victoria and Albert's. This is also a signature service. This is extremely specialty dining. There is no menu. It is chef's choice after talking to you. This is a Michelin star rated restaurant. It is also a um, diamond rated dining experience. I just can't think of what it's called right now, but it's a wonderful experience if you can go. It's definitely a special occasion place, but it is a great option for you if you are traveling and you really want an upscale dining option. Now, you don't need to be staying here to get a reservation here, but it's really nice that it's right inside the main building and you can just walk over to it. Now, there is also the Enchanted Rose, which is a lounge. So, this is also in the main building on the second floor. And this place is like gorgeous. I love going here. When I was pregnant, it was before they redid the lounge into Enchanted Rose, but when I was pregnant, my mom and I would go into the lounge in the Grand Floridian while we were staying there, and we would just like relax like midday. And they made me all these special mocktails there. And when I came back after I had my son, and it became the Enchanted Rose, they still continued to make me those mocktails if I asked for them. They remembered me. So it's just a really cool experience. I love this location. Again, I like the furniture in here. It's definitely a more relaxing atmosphere. So I really like that. Now, currently, Narcoossee's, which is also a signature service restaurant, is reopening sometime in 2023. We don't really know a lot about it. It is outside of the main building. It is close to where you would get on the boat to go to Magic Kingdom. So for some of you, no matter what, everyone would need to go outside in order to get to this restaurant. Now, there's also 1900 Park Fair, which is a table service. It's currently closed. It was a character dining experience with the stepsisters from Cinderella and some other characters. It is not reopened yet. We have not heard of a reopening date as of this is November 2022. So I'm not sure if that's going to open, if it's going to look the same when it opens, but it is still there. So hopefully someday it will open. Now let's turn to shopping. Unlike a lot of places, the other Disney World resorts, this one has multiple shopping experiences for you. So M Mouse Mercantile is up on the second floor right as you are about to get onto the monorail. And this is your basic Disney gift space that you can buy things. So like sweatshirts, t-shirts, stuffed animals, kids stuff. It's a really great place to go shopping. I've actually always gone there and always bought things, whether or not I'm staying there or not. I always seem to go to the Grand Floridian no matter what. The other shop, that this Basin White shop, is directly across from it, and it does specialty soaps and bath things. Again, I also always go in here. I have soaps that I put out for different holidays that I have gotten from here. I also get bath bombs in here. They have a lot of things that you can try there. They have really cute little tubs to show you bath bombs. And I don't know why that makes me smile so much, but I absolutely love this place. So that's there. Then there is the Curiouser Clothiers. And this is on the main level floor. And this is some higher end clothes that are just at the Grand Floridian. So you can check out some of those. Sometimes they have some of the Kate Spade purses or even some of the Dooney and Burks. They have both men's and women's apparel here. So you can check that out also. Now, the Sandy Cove Gifts and Sundries. So it's two different spots because this is a Disney Vacation Club resort. So there's some that are Disney Vacation Club resorts. That's that timeshare. They're always going to have some food options, including some freezer and refrigerating things, because in a lot of the Disney Vacation Club rooms, they have full kitchens. So this is a way for people to get like milk, butter, frozen pizzas, things like that. And they also offer like regular things, like they have tea here and they have some chips and snacks. They also do have some souvenirs like postcards and mugs and artwork in this location on the other side. So they do still have some extra things. So you can definitely check that out also. Now, the pools. I absolutely love the pools at the Grand Floridian. So, this is a zero entry pool, and it's kind of in the middle of this is the main building back here, and then all the other side buildings are kind of around it. So, this is a basic pool. It just has zero entry. There are lifeguards there. There are life jackets if you have kids. There is also a place where you can get changed if you want. So those are all options there. Then there is a second pool area. This is part of it. This is the kids splash area. And then there is a second pool right next to it that has an adult water slide also, but kids and adults can both use it. And this is the splash area here. So this is, again, the side of the main building, and then this is the second pool area here. You are welcome to go to both pools anytime as long as they're open. They are all staffed with lifeguards, and they all have something special. They do offer cabanas. So if you want to rent cabanas for the day, you can also do that. A great thing that is also at the Grand Floridian is Senses Spa. So Senses Spa is one of the buildings at the Grand Floridian. It is not in the main building. It is, again, off to the side. So you would have to go outside to get to it. But I have gone there for massages and for pedicures, and I absolutely love it. There is like a quiet space for you. They have lockers so you can lock up your phone and so you don't need it. And it's really, really nice. I love it here. I love that the spa is right on the property, so I don't have to go somewhere else. We typically use it the last day of our vacation, so that from all that walking, now we had that massage, and it's really rejuvenated us from our trip. There's also a fitness center. So it's not very large, but there is a fitness center there. There's also a basketball court right outside. It hasn't been open some of the times that I've been there, but you can also go play basketball out there. It's weather dependent, just like all locations that are outside. Now, some things that are still closed at the Grand Floridian as of November 2022 is Bibbidi Boppidi Boutique is currently closed. It is open back in the parks, but it is not open at the Grand Floridian. So if you are looking to go to Bibbidi Boppidi Boutique, it's still not open at the Grand Floridian. Hopefully that will open up soon. There is also a wedding pavilion. So there is a wonderful wedding pavilion. Again, it's off to the side. It's not right in the main building of the Grand Floridian, but it is an amazing space. So if you ever want to get married there, that is an option. You can renew your vows. However, whatever wedding type celebration you want, you can have it take place in this location. It is what you see featured a lot of times on TV shows and things like that. So it is at the Grand Floridian. Now, I will say at Christmas time, it's my absolutely favorite time to stay at the Grand Floridian. This is the large tree that is in the center of the lobby. And it goes all the way up to the second floor. They have other trees that are there. And then they have this gingerbread house. This gingerbread house isn't just like a gingerbread house. Like, it's physically made out of gingerbread. They use powdered sugar to make it look like it's snowed on it. and they serve things from this. You can go there and purchase things like hot chocolate and gingerbread cookies, things like that. The menu kind of varies, but during the middle of November, typically, or the end of the second week of November, this is when the gingerbread house comes out and you can start purchasing things there. I think this is one of the best resorts to stay there at Christmas time. I've done it twice and I think it is amazing to stay there. You're just in awe of it. I also used to get up I guess I still get up super early, but you can get these amazing pictures with no one around when it's super early out. So, transportation. So, to get to the parks, you can take the monorail to both Magic Kingdom and Epcot from the main building at the Grand Floridian. Meaning, if you go into the main building to the second floor where the monorail resort is, or the monorail stop is, you can get on. You're one stop away from the Magic Kingdom. And then if you want to go to Epcot, you will take it around until you get to the Ticket and Transportation Center. You will transfer then to the Epcot monorail and go to Epcot. If you want to go to Hollywood Studios, Animal Kingdom, or Disney Springs, you're going to take the bus. And there's a bus right outside the main building, and the different buses come at all different times. Again, with Magic Kingdom, there are boats, so you can take the boats if that is easier than going on the monorail, and you also can walk, but those options are only for the Magic Kingdom. So now let's talk about some pros and cons of the Grand Floridian. So some of the pros are obviously the distance to the Magic Kingdom. You are one of the closest resorts. You can see Cinderella Castle from the resort in different locations or even from your room. The restaurants are amazing. There are so many options. The Enchanted Rose, the lounge is so amazing. There's everything there is so wonderful for the food, and there's different options for different people that you don't have to go to different resorts necessarily to go eat. There is a spa on property, which I absolutely love. You don't have to go somewhere else to go on a spa. And the holiday decorations, it's just an amazing place to go for holiday decorations. Some of the cons, I would say, is many of the rooms are in outer buildings. So if it is raining, it can get complicated when you want to go inside or go different locations. You need an umbrella or you're going to get wet. The resort lobby can be very busy at this hotel. A lot of people are visiting the Grand Floridian. A lot of people get off the monorail stop and are shopping around there, so it can be loud. Some of the DVC rooms are also the Disney Vacation Club rooms. If you are buying them, they can be very expensive. They could be very further away, not very expensive. Of course, it's expensive, but they're much further away. But they also have a covered walkway that will get you all the way to the main building. So there's that. And one of my biggest cons that I actually have is you share the buses with the Polynesian resort. So oftentimes you will get picked up and the resort bus is just for you. But when you're returning to the Grand Floridian, you are often sharing buses with people from the Polynesian, which makes the buses very crowded. I don't think I've ever been able to get a seat on a bus for Grand Floridian returning from a park or returning from Disney Springs. I've always had to stand because it's always that busy. Now, reasons that I would stay here. Look, if you want to stay at the Grand Floridian, you should stay. It doesn't matter the time of year. The holidays, though, I would say from mid-November to December are a wonderful time to stay. It's beautifully decorated. Everything about it is amazing. I also would stay if I had tickets to the Halloween or Christmas party or a late night event because it's very easy to get to the Magic Kingdom. So that makes a big difference too. If you want that view of the Magic Kingdom, this is the place to stay. This is probably, besides Contemporary, this is probably the best location that you can see Cinderella Castle and also Polynesian. But this is a great option to see the Magic Kingdom. There are so many great restaurants. So if you like to try different foods. If you really like to eat, if you're going to do sit down meals and you think you're going to like them, this would be a great place to go. If you're planning on staying going to a spa, this is also a great location. Even if you're not planning on going to the spa, it's still great. But the spa, I think, is a great option. Also, if you're staying at a deluxe resort, you have access to extended evening hours. So certain nights you have the availability to go to the parks late at night that other people don't have. So it depends on your stay, but those are your options. Now, my next part kind of got a little cut off because my clients have a lot to say about this place. But one of my clients said that staying at the Grand Floridian feels like an all-inclusive experience. And they said not that I didn't have to pay for anything because they paid for a lot, meaning that everything that they needed was right there. They didn't need to go to another resort to get to do shopping. You know, the shopping that was at the Grand Floridian was good and they could use that. The options for restaurants were really good. Everyone talks about Enchanted Rose, how great it is to go have that option that it's inside. You can kind of still see outside in certain locations, and everyone seems to like that. I've had another client who stayed at multiple resorts on property and said this felt like the most real hotel experience and not cartoony, meaning it wasn't like a value resort, which might be all about like the Disney characters and things like that. This just seems like a real hotel. So no matter who was staying here, it would just feel like a hotel. But if you're with kids, you know, they have that fun splash pad area and they can see Cinderella Castle. They can see Magic Kingdom from the resort. So all those things are helpful. Another client says nothing beats the view or the location. Everyone seems to love the view and the location to Magic Kingdom. Who wouldn't want to have that? Be able to wake up every morning and see Cinderella Castle. And the last thing that someone said, what one of my clients said, is the monorail stop is the best. You get on, and the next stop is Magic Kingdom. It's such a great experience to get on and get off so quickly. All right, that will wrap up today's show. So thank you for watching. If you like these videos, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button so that you can continue to see these. And I will see you next time on Magical Travel Adventure.